Hello, welcome everyone to the distraction. WrestleMania 37. Point to the sign. We're all pointing. We're here. We're ready for WrestleMania. We're gonna stay like this the whole show. Just
no.
What are you talking?
No, we're not.
What do you mean? I thought we agreed that this is how we're staying.
No, if Joel's done, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Guys,
Jeremy, I'm going to take this over. I'm going to take this over now, okay? Did you just say we're talking about WrestleMania today?
Guys, I thought we were pointing the whole show.
We're not talking about WrestleMania. We're talking about Hardcore Justice live on Impact Plus this Saturday night in the Impact Wrestling Studios. Did you
Saturday afternoon?
Oh, not for me, pal.
Wait, hold on. NWA TNA has a show this weekend?
It does. Yes, it does. Big show. Big show. ECW, brother.
Pointing.
What?
Yes, ECW. It never dies. Hardcore never
I
dies.
refuse to believe this.
It's true. I swear. This is a great way to start the show. Nonetheless.
I'll tell you, that Dixie Carter, she's something else. She doesn't care.
Jeremy, you did mention WrestleMania, folks. Don't switch the video off. We have a great, esteemed guest, a legend of the program, who now comes on only for Big Four WWF pay-per-views that he doesn't care about, which is a good bit. We are going to talk about WrestleMania, right, Jeremy?
I guess so. I mean, that's what I put in the headline. Like, I can be a liar, and we don't have to, but I called Dutch Mantel a liar earlier today. Speaking of, JJ sends a super chat, says hello to my favorite big stars. Welcome again, Jack. Jack's the biggest star of all here. Always nice to see you on the show.
I'm not bigger than Bob O'Neill.
Check out the prediction show with SP3 and Dutch. Yeah, I did a prediction show with Dutch Mantel and SP3. You guys are a step down. Like, I did a prediction show with Dutch Mantel, an actual, like, wrestling legend. You guys are just, like, I like you guys, but I mean,
And I'm legitimately jealous.
Yeah, I have no argument on this. Like, this is true. Yeah, this is true. What do you want, man? What do you want? Do you want a medal? What do you want? I mean, we've lost.
He bowed down to me. Dutch Mantel bowed down
What do you want, a medal?
During the show. He bowed down to the god, the point god.
That does rule, and you need to get him on the distraction. But that's a different thing for another, because we are going to talk about Jeremy. We're going to talk about WrestleMania, right? The show of shows, the showcase of the Immortals, which Jack reminded me was the nickname of the event. The grandest stage of them all. There you go. There you go. WrestleMania, folks.
It's my favorite one, the grandest stage of them all. Guys, let me get plugs and stuff out of the way. You can send a super chat, get your question, comment, statement read on air if you would like to. It really helps us out. That's it. That's the only plug. Let's get rolling. WrestleMania 37 this weekend. 2 nights. Once again, 2 nights. I mean, first off, do we like 2 nights?
Yes.
You like 2 nights, Jack?
Yeah, I think this should be the norm going forward. I said that last year when they were forced to do it in the Performance Center. I said it, like, when they do stadiums, they should. I said that when Wrestle Kingdom did it for the first time. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is pretty cool. If you're only going to do it once a year, I don't see the problem with it.
I agree. I think it's also good that, like, it stops it from becoming this weird event where the main event is like a bad thing to be in. You know, like, that was a weird fear. Like, the main event of WrestleMania should be the ultimate in wrestling, and instead it became, oh man, they're going on last after 7 hours of wrestling. Yeah. That's not ideal. I also think it's nice to be able to do, like, singles matches like Owens and Zayn, Rollins. You wouldn't do that on the big marathon. It would be a 10-man tag, or 10-man ladder match. So I think it's better. I just, logistics-wise, I don't know if it's something to do full-time. I hope it is, though, to be honest. I think it also separates from the rest of the events, which increasingly, when Shane O'Mac is your only part-timer, you need stuff that makes this seem obviously different than, like, Battleground or Backlash. 2 nights does that, right? It does that much. There you go.
Yeah.
Jack, we have to watch this show on the Cock. Have you experienced the Cock yet? What do you have?
For like, I was one of those people. I didn't watch the whole show, but I turned it on for the Roman match on Fastlane, and I was one of those people that experienced just like how far behind it was in the live streaming. Like, I was looking at my tweet deck, and people were like, "Wow, what a move!" And the person that did the move hadn't even entered yet. Like, wait, what? And then I saw that people like WWE, because WWE Network was still around here in the U.S., and I guess that was so far ahead of what Peacock did. And apparently I saw some people who seen last night for TakeOver, huh?
Yeah, I watched Fastlane on the network. I did watch takeover last night on the Cock, and it was behind the USA Network feed, but I don't know if those people were watching on cable or if they were watching like an internet USA Network feed, because like cable's going to be ahead of a streaming service regardless.
See, starting tonight though, it's not going to be a problem at all, because the only way you can watch is on Peacock tonight, Saturday.
Except for these people in the UK and Canada and elsewhere who are going to be on the network and are going to be ahead and spoiling everything.
You're fine with me. I'm not going to be watching, so you're absolutely in the clear. You don't have to worry about me tweeting anything. There'll be no spoilers.
Joel's going to be tweeting the night one results tonight.
Yes.
He's going to be good for Bianca. We're going to be like, wait, what?
I thought you meant night one of NXT. I was like, no, never watching. But yes, WrestleMania, good call. Speaking of night one of WrestleMania, Jeremy Lambert, what a show we got, right? Jack Crosby, I know that you've studied this card intensely. You know, you've looked up and down the thing. You've gone through all the ups and downs. What are you looking forward to? Night one, let's split them here. Night one, what stands out from the pack? Do you know what is in this pack before I finish this question?
I know that Bob and Drew is on night one, and so is Sasha and Bianca. Wait. Big E and Apollo?
No.
I have no clue. No,
I
did not.
All right. Well, I know that Bob and Drew and Sasha and Bianca.
You got those two.
I got those two. That's what I know.
What's main evented?
Exactly it. Let's tackle that. So I've been pretty consistent in saying if the issue with Banks and Blair is a lack of build, Drew and Bob are not, they're not the answer there. They haven't got much to stand on. I love Bob. Drew is a fine guy. That's what he is to me. He's a guy. Banks and Blair feels like a moment that you can be saying bigger than what them two can come up with here. It feels like a lot to me. Jack, what do you think?
Well, I was doing the math in my head, and it's got to be Drew and Bob on first.
Yeah.
Because as the challenger, Drew McIntyre will be the first person out there in that stadium. And they already reported, confirmed, or whatever, that there's no kickoff show on night one. So, and because they want this big elaborate entrance, Drew McIntyre's owed a lot of things for what he did last year. I think Drew is getting that entrance as the first person out in Raymond James Stadium. He's going to come out with a 500-foot sword on fire and start stabbing people or from the pirate ship or something like that. But I think that was a dead giveaway. I think Drew's going to be the first person you see on Saturday.
I agree. Jeremy seemingly disagrees. Jeremy, go ahead.
What?
You know who's first? Joseph?
The legit boss.
The BB Rexa is gonna sing "America the Beautiful," and then no, she sings "America the Beautiful," how great America is and everything. And then who do you bring out after talking about how great America is? The real American is coming out first.
I will turn the Peacock off right then and there.
I'm just trying to warn everybody, all right? I'm just trying to warn everybody. I don't agree with this. I don't want it. No one wants it. I'm trying to warn everybody, okay? Hulk's going to come out. He's going to hand Drew the sword. I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. He's going to hand it to him.
But that still means Drew gets the entrance. So wait, all you're disagreeing with is the first quote-unquote superstar we see is Hogan.
Yes.
The first match entrance is Drew. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. All right, that's fine.
That's fine.
But Hulk's
because you know what,
everybody.
Okay, here's the deal, though. Okay, so look, we all agree that regardless of the Hogan or the BB Rexa, we think Banks and Blair are on last, right? They're closing the deal.
Should be.
Let's start then with what we perceive to be the opener. What's interesting about Bob and Drew is, I think as soon as Bobby won the belt, 90% of us were like, well, they're just going to give it back to Drew at Mania, and they're going to do the, you get your moment after all. Basically that deal. It does seem like since then people are kind of swaying. Are we still locked in on the idea that Drew is getting that belt back? Jack, what do you think?
I'm with you. I really thought that and I'm not saying the guy doesn't deserve it. Like, Drew deserves that WrestleMania reaction. He does. And then, he had a great year last year from what I saw. And I did watch bits and pieces. I watched WrestleMania when he beat Brock. Like, the guy is owed that moment. But at the same time, you're right. WWE's put us in a weird position where they finally figured it out with Bobby Lashley. And the people seem to like this iteration of Bobby Lashley. And all of a sudden, you're right, it kind of turned to where, let's have Drew get his moment. Now it's like, what if we just didn't? What if we just had Bobby walk
The
out.
Hurt
But
Business.
then again, getting rid of the Hurt Business might have been a dead giveaway that Bobby's losing that title.
Yeah, it feels like it's either that. This is going to sound incredibly dumb, so I apologize. But the Hurt Business thing feels like a play firmly in one direction or the other, right? Where it's like if he retains, it's like, oh, they're just all in on Bob as a heel, and they feel like the Hurt Business made him too cool and likable. In the same way, if he loses now, it's like, man, I don't know where Bob's at because he's lost his faction, his title. He's starting to cut promos again for no. Like it's an odd one. I don't know.
I
think Lashley should win. I hope that the Hurt Business isn't done. People have theorized that it's like a swerve, and so Cedric and Shelton. Yeah, I don't buy
It's
this
all over, guys. It's over. It's finished. There's no more.
That would require them to put thought into this, and we know they don't do that, right?
It's just
if this was going to be a swerve, it would have been just dissension, not Bobby beating the absolute shit out of them. That's it. What are they going to come out and say? Yeah, we took one for the team. We let Bobby beat the piss out of us to make it look really good.
You had to really sell it. You had to sell that they were out. So that's why it happened.
Bobby agreed to pay our medical bills.
I think it's as transparent as they just don't see Shelton and Cedric as being important at all.
Yeah.
And I think in their minds, it's part we want Bob to get booed, and it's also our world champ is friends with these two dogs. So I think that's how they look at it. Now, look, I don't look at it that way. I think you guys don't either, but I think that's how they see it, man. I mean, they weren't doing anything with them guys before this, so that kind of makes sense. But so where are we at then? So we're leaning towards the Drewski, right? Big Scottish psychopath with a sword.
Soft lean towards Drew winning the title back.
Drew's gonna win the title. And he's gonna hold it up for everybody, and then he's gonna come right to the camera. He's gonna get real close. He'd be like, 1 year, I waited for this moment, and it's here. Finally, all you people at home, everyone at home who stuck with me this whole time. Now look into the crowd. The crowd is here. I'm Drew McIntyre, and thank you, everybody. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you.
Yes. And then it will get clipped up immediately by every British journalist to be like, this is the wrestling I love. That's what you're saying with the Union Jack. With the Union Jack next to it. It'd be great. But here's the biggest question, okay? We all just give our half-hearted picks. I love Bob. Do any of us care about this man? Genuinely, in your heart, if it was cancelled right now. No.
I didn't
think you did. Jeremy?
I don't care at all.
It's a weird one, man. I really think the story of this Mania is because it's mostly full-time guys, it feels so kind of just there. And I'm for it being full-time guys, which makes that seem really hypocritical. I get that. But it's there's not a whole lot jumping off the page. There's a lot of stuff for that'll be good.
But,
yeah, that should be good.
I mean, then again,
with their full-time guys, we'd care.
Exactly, yeah.
It's unpopular, but I'm still one of those people. I don't care how many people they have on that roster. There should not be 2 world champions.
Yeah.
I don't care about brands, but I will never agree with that. There should not be 2 world champions. I think you can keep you can keep 2 mid-card belts, tag teams, but not even tag teams because they don't have enough. So there should only be 1 tag team champion at that point. But especially there should only be the WWE champion in that company. That's just the way it is. And yeah, you tell that person you have to bounce between the 2. You want to be champ, you got to bounce between the 2 shows.
Right. No, I think the thing is it's kind of that way, which makes the way it's now done, right? Because it's no one doubts the Roman's the champ, so it makes Drew or Bob seem even more secondary, even though they're pretending they're not, right? It's this weird kind of thing where you always know the real champ is, right, at any given moment. So it's tough.
Because here's another wild card that I want to bring up to you guys that I thought about. When Roman and Drew wrestled at Survivor Series, they protected Drew massively. He lost the match, but we know how he lost the match. When is the next brand split coming up? Because all of a sudden, they love Drew McIntyre.
It should be October.
See, I couldn't remember if they were going to do October again or sometime after WrestleMania like they used to. Any kind of shakeup or anything like that. Are they going to try to do Drew Roman? Not put the title on Drew at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And have him feud with maybe into SummerSlam?
Here's the thing. I mean, if we map out, we're going to get ahead of ourselves, but I think it's worthwhile. If we imagine Roman is keeping his belt on Sunday, which I think we all would suggest he should do, and then we try and figure out, okay, what's next? I think you can steal a Cesaro program, right? If he beats Seth, you can do that. Yeah, I'm sure you're for that, right? So you can do that, and then it's like, then who does he work on SmackDown? Do you get Big E ready by June, July?
Yeah, because
you get Ray back. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't trust them. But remember, last time I was with you guys, I said, not jokingly, I said seriously, Roman should hold that title until next year in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. You should not take that title off Roman Reigns this weekend. You shouldn't do it at SummerSlam. WrestleMania next year, you have a year to figure out. Is it Keith Lee? Is it a Cesaro? Is it figure it out and stick to the plan? That's why I am so scared for Sunday night. I am.
It should be, man. When you run through that list, this is going to sound very disrespectful to the men you just mentioned, but it's the truth. God bless the NXT, the black and gold and all that good stuff. Finn needs to be involved in this thing, man. Finn's he's tremendous. It feels like it could be. Yeah, it feels like he could drop the belt and then go back, but it's up to him. I don't know.
Would we get this Finn on the main? Because I listened to my 300,000th 19th Triple H interview this morning.
Jesus, God bless you.
And he was talking about Finn. And from the sound of things, he knew that Finn was just kind of that main roster thing wasn't really working. And then in NXT, he could be the guy he wanted to be. If he goes back to the main roster, I feel like he would just be that version of Finn. And he wouldn't be this version. And the main roster version of Finn, he ain't messing with Roman Reigns. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you've just shot down two of my suggestions there, Jeremy, in one fell swoop. Ray Jr. got a scoff. Did you see that, Jet? I said Ray Mysterio.
Did you honestly suggest Ray Jr.?
We're talking about Cesaro. Dude, we're talking about Cesaro. Okay.
Yeah, I will say, a singles program.
Wait, Ray Mysterio?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I would love a program of Roman beating the piss out of Dominic.
Yes.
Throwing Ray around like a toy. I would buy that.
It'd be great.
I would buy the shit out of that. Especially
great. They're not doing it. They're not doing it.
Cesaro 6 months ago was even lower on the card than Ray is now. They could easily get Ray back for that. It'd be fine. I think it'd be great stuff.
You can do it. You can do whatever you want.
Right. Yeah, he's bulletproof.
They won't.
I love that we're talking about Rey Mysterio on this WrestleMania preview. Just move on. Okay?
He's not even on the card. Ray's not even on WrestleMania.
They keep
WrestleMania.
No, seriously, because you guys are more into it. May I ask a question really quick?
Oh no. Yes, you can.
No, because I have looked at the card. I know I don't memorize the nights, but I've looked at the card. Do they really not have a match for Bayley?
No, they don't.
Are you shitting me?
There's
nothing for Bayley to do.
There is a belief that her and Charlotte could have something that's figured out either Friday or on the pay-per-view night of an open challenge. That's the belief.
It's good to just figure these things out the day before WrestleMania. The people who carried your company.
I find it hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that there's nothing for Bayley to do at that show.
Unless this is an elaborate working plan, and I don't think it is, because they don't deserve any of this credit based on their history. They don't have any. She doesn't know. She said she didn't know. She's pitching different stuff. She was happy to do a non-title.
Something's up here. Something smells fishy. I don't think they're going to leave Bayley.
Honestly, Jack,
something's up here.
Jack, here's my pitch, okay? Bayley, Rey Mysterio Jr. What we got? We cook it. There you go.
Wow.
Are you just going to put Ray in everything?
If we're gonna do Bayley Ray, then we're gonna have to reevaluate our main event suggestions.
Yeah, I agree.
Take out Edge.
Speaking of the main event, okay, so we've tackled the Bob and the Drew, and by tackled I mean we spoke about Rey Mysterio Jr. and Bayley.
But then you asked. To be fair, then you asked if we had any interest in this match, and we all agreed as a team. No, we don't.
Yes, no, we don't. Okay, now here's one that I think we do have interest in, even if only on the physical sort of potential of it. The Legit Boss versus the EST, right? The Banks versus the Belair. The Twitter war that this has become. Tremendous stuff. Been a debate in itself, but in all seriousness, the match should be pretty spectacular, right? I have a couple questions. Okay, I'm going to throw this to Jack because I know Jeremy gets to talk about the SmackDown crew glowingly every week on Friday nights live on this channel. Okay, two things. How important, Jack, is it that Bianca wins? That's my first one. And secondly, do you have any concerns, because I do have some, about her performing in such a major spot when really this is a new thing to her. Very new. What do you think?
No, I have no problem with just throwing her into the deep end and telling her sink or swim. You know, this is on you. We're throwing you right in. Now go get the job done. I think it's important that she wins because, you know, no matter what, when you look at the women on the roster, for the longest time, for what now? We're going 25th. So we're going 6 years now. Everything always comes back to the horsewomen in one way or another, which can be good and bad. Like Becky Lynch, you know, where her spot was before she left was great. And then sometimes with the Charlotte stuff, all jokes aside, not so great.
Yeah.
But it all circles back to them. And then after 6 years, you start to get this feeling like, man. So I think Bianca is someone that's talented enough that she could take that ball from Sasha on Saturday and kind of breathe new life into the division.
Yeah.
And because that's the tough part, because you want to get away from the horsewomen, but the thing is the four of them are so talented that they're the only ones who can carry that ball. I know some people might not want to hear that, but look at Bayley, for example. She was great when she was the apple of every kid's eye. And then we come to find out, holy crap, she might even be better as a heel. Like, they're just so all around talented, the four of them. But it takes a special person to step up and take the reins. And I'm pretty sure Bianca's the person that can do that.
It's interesting. Jeremy, what you got? What are you thinking?
I think Sasha's going to win.
The legit boss you're talking about here, yeah?
The legit boss, the role model, the blueprint, the gold standard,
Shelton Benjamin,
the green money.
I would watch Bianca versus Shelton.
Yeah, the green money. It's a new nickname I've given to her.
Okay, fine. Carry on as you were.
I think Sasha's going to win, and it's a toss-up for me. I understand the putting Bianca over and really just like making her in this moment. I think there's more of a story to tell with Sasha winning, and in the going like almost full heel and just like bragging about everything, and have Bianca get knocked down a peg because that's good for her confidence in the long run. And then she comes back next year and wins the title.
Wait, next year?
Ignore what he's doing, the Rhea Ripley bit. Ignore it.
Oh,
but that actually transitions to
I
my
didn't even
point.
get onto that.
So I think this is interesting, okay? On this weekend, we've got the two women that I think we would all select as the obvious choices to take that next step after the horsewomen, who have been great, as Jack laid out perfectly. You have Rhea Ripley and Belair, right? It's like, they're clearly the options. They finished the Rumble together. They're both great. Who, if you could have one, if only one can win that title, who needs it more? What's the most important? Because to me, I'm kind of with Jeremy as much as he was chatting about next year. I feel like Raw needs Rhea as champ as much as Rhea needs to be champ. You know, like that division is, look, bless Asuka, man. It's not her fault, but like this reign needs wrapping up. And to me, I think Banks is enough of a priority that you can be like, okay, we're going to have a win and tell a story of Belair trying to climb that mountain that is Sasha Banks. I mean, that works. Rhea losing to Asuka to me is like alarm bells, to be honest with you. And that might sound hyperbolic or silly. I don't know, man. I feel like she needs to win here. What do you think? Am I wrong on this? I feel like Rhea's the priority for me. I'm not sure.
If I had to pick one between Bianca and Rhea, probably Rhea. Yeah. Because again, like you said, I think that you have a lot more leeway with, even if you do knock Bianca down a peg, she'll be fine. Because obviously, because you can go the route Jeremy said with Sasha going full blown heel and cheating to win. Then everything's fine there. Rhea already having a WrestleMania match and coming up just short against Charlotte. And like you said, that Raw women's division, at least to me, like I don't even watch the show every week, but I could just tell by my Twitter feed that like that division is just trash. The booking's trash. Like there's Asuka, and then there's everyone else. Like, and I understand, like Asuka's a legend. She is. That's not hyperbole. She's a legend. Mm-hmm. But still, it's her, and then nobody else.
They don't book her like that, though.
That's the problem. She feels. When you watch the show, and again,
she lost on Monday. She lost. She got pinned.
rather than bringing the others up to her level, they seem to consistently try to pull her down to the rest.
Yes.
And this weird, and look, in fairness to them, this was obviously like plan C, I guess, for their title match. Now, granted, plan A was Lacey Evans, so actually not fair to them. Fuck them, I guess is my point here. But the point of this is, to me, it's like, look, Banks is one of their biggest stars, and that's not to dismiss Asuka, but I just don't see her as quite the same level to me in terms of like building the promotion around.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something to be said for solidifying Banks as like an ace-style champ and really telling that story of the great athlete that is Bianca Belair trying to win that big one. To me, Rhea's a badass. I don't need that character to be trying to win any big one. She needs to just be beating people up. To me, Rhea should be like, this is hot take time. Ready? If I had my way, I would be bringing her into the territory like Brock in 02, brother. You know, she's just slaughtering people. That's me. But I don't think that's how they see it. But to me, her skill set is a lot less suited to a story of trying to overcome something than Belair's is. That's just my take on it. I don't know.
Rhea needs the win way more than Bianca for the reasons you mentioned, but definitely to reset. And I think it's alarming if Rhea loses, not only because it kind of shows they don't have anything for her and they brought her in from catering just because Charlotte got COVID, but also because like if Asuka wins, Charlotte's definitely getting that belt. Charlotte's coming out the next night on Raw. And
the man, Rebecca, what are we thinking? Is there a chance the only play here is Asuka needs to get that thing so Becky can come straight back in and be like, I give it to you a year ago. I'm here to get it back. Do we think Becky Lynch is in play for this weekend? Because she may well be, right? That seems like there's a lot of,
I think she's in play. Look, unlike certain other journalists, and my wife happens to be pregnant right now, so I know a lot about pregnancy at the current time, okay? I've done my research, unlike other journalists. So there are some people out there who think you could pop the baby out and get in the ring the next day. I'm not that guy. I do research, okay? I've done a lot of research.
Jack has done so much research. He got his wife pregnant so he could know.
I just wanted to see.
Just a case study. It was a case study.
Honey, I can get you pregnant. How fast could you get back into a wrestling ring? I need to ask a doctor. How fast can you get back into a ring? But no, the timeline, like Becky, if she's been keeping in shape and everything was good with her pregnancy, because I don't think she had a C-section, so that's not a problem. So I think that it's possible, because when did she have November, December?
Early December. For like
early December. Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah, it's early December. Yeah, she. I mean, theoretically, she could.
It's not even like she can come back. It's not like she has to wrestle the next night. Like she can come back tomorrow or WrestleMania and not wrestle for another month. Like
it feels like Bayley would be, and we've spoken on Twitch and stuff about the idea of doing like Ding Dong Hello with a special guest, and it's Becky.
Yeah,
because if you were to pick someone, if you were to pick someone you want to work with Becky coming back, like Bayley's like the safest, most steady of those, right? I mean, Asuka's she's pretty physical. After a pregnancy, I don't know, but she's a lot more steady, I think, as a choice, and it's a fresh matchup. But the other thing with this match is, and I know we've transitioned to the Raw title, but that's what we do, guys. Okay, it's the distraction with Jack Crosby. What do you think we're gonna do here? Go for the card. But here's the deal. I said Becky, like Ronda is a factor here too, right? Because if Ronda, look, Jack and I don't want this to be the case, but if we imagine they have a date on when Ronda's around, it changes things with Rhea, because like she's then not a priority to make as the monster of the division, Because if Ronda's around, she's the priority, man. That's just is what it is. It will always be that way. So there's a lot at play here. To me, the division just needs Rhea to win emphatically. But that's just I don't know.
Ronda's so tough because like I try to put aside the fact that I'm good if she never comes back.
Yes,
the run was good. It was memorable. I'm not gonna shit all over her run, but it was what it's over. Like to me, I couldn't care less if I never saw her step through that curtain again.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I cannot blame WWE if they want Becky versus Ronda at a WrestleMania next year in LA. I can't blame them for that. I would too, probably.
Next year's in Dallas. It's 2 years in.
Wait, next year's Dallas.
Get it right. It's the second time you've done it. I've got to call you out on it. All right. I let it go the first time. The second one, Can't have it.
We do not do inaccuracies on this show, damn it.
I'm with you. Like, if you're gonna bring back Ronda, it's to set up the singles match against Becky.
And again, I can't blame them if they want that.
Yeah, it still feels a little unfinished. Like, if you can do it, you kind of have to do it.
Here's the thing. Here's where, to me, the next like progression for the division is. We always talk about non-title programs, right? Because they're not really a thing, are they? Like this division is just like, if you have the belt, you're on TV. If not, then like good luck, I guess. Bailey's found that out.
This division is 90%. We don't know what we're doing, so we're just going to throw this out there tonight. And 10%, we're going to get Natty and Tamina over.
That's very fair. That's very fair. I agree with it. But do you not think if you have Ronda and Becky, a timeline on both, is there not something to be said for doing that match as a chance to do a major blockbuster non-title program? Is there a chance that they're actually looking at it and saying, hey, some of these women now need these belts, man. We've been a little bit, we've kept people away. Rhea needs a belt. Bianca needs a belt. Ronda and Becky, man, that's just money, right? I don't know. That kind of went through my mind when I was thinking about it. I'm not sure. What do you think?
Yeah, but they don't think like that. That's not how
exactly
they're going to look at it. They're
but
like,
they with the men sometimes, right? Sometimes with the guys, like, this is I'm so old, but this dates me. Here we go. Like they had Brock and Goldberg, right? And it's like, well, we'll do this without the belt, and then we'll give, Eddie and Kurt the belt. And then 14 years later, they said, we'll do the opposite when we do the rematch. With
Joseph,
so maybe not.
You went back all the way to WrestleMania 20 for
they
your
do
logic
stuff like
here.
that, don't they? Do they not do that stuff?
Do they?
Do.
Name, give me an actual example.
Well, I mean, I've been honest on this card. I can't pull these things out of my hat here, but I feel like sometimes they'll do the deal where it's like, we can have two major matches if we take the belt off of this and give it to these other people. Perhaps not. I don't know. Nonetheless.
I mean, in this case, I guess you could maybe point to like Undertaker and Michaels or something, but like that was still streak versus career. I just don't know when they've done this. They always like to put the title. They needed the title so badly that they wanted to do the double champion at WrestleMania 35. They were so enamored with
but that's with the women. This is what I'm saying. To me, it's like...
Yeah, this is the women's match we're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm saying this would be blockbuster to me if it was the first time we had like Ronda and Becky as such big stars. They don't need that shitty belt with a W on it.
I'm with you.
I'm with you too. I agree.
It's tough.
This ain't what they do typically. It's just,
no, you're right. Clearly, I mean, my example was 2003 and was undone by their own rematch. So I haven't really got much ground to stand on here, Jeremy. I mean, I'd rather you not attack Jack when we lie and make stuff up. We do that generally,
I mean, yeah, you can have like Rock.
I'm calling out liars today. If I call out Dutch Mantel, I'll call out you guys too.
Apparently so, Jack. We got to watch what we say on here, man. Jeremy's fired up, but look, that's fine.
WrestleMania next year in New Orleans. That's going to be the bit. I'm just going to keep doing different cities. Next year in Pensacola.
Okay, so we've covered the big four title matches, I guess, right? And from what I'm told, Rey Mysterio is not on the card, so I have no tag title matches to discuss. What else are we looking at here? There's like a collection of singles matches. So you have.
Do we want to let's dive into? Let me first do some super chats. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Tad predicts says, "Hello, good people. Always good having a UK time zone friendly podcast around." Yeah, 3:00. We're here every.
It kind of has to be. Has to be for my sake.
Music and Moon Salts, our buddy Chris says Roman's losing the belt Sunday. There's no other reason to make that a triple threat to have Roman lose without being pinned. So I don't think we touched on this one.
Shit.
The Roman Daniel Bryan Edge stuff. Are we we're in agreement that Roman's winning, right?
No.
What do you think?
You know what? Go ahead, Joe.
Oh.
That was. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeremy. That was another lie. I am in agreement that Roman's winning, but I thought for the sake of radio, I would say no, and then we could go to like the break or something and come back. But there are no breaks, so I'll now just come up with my reasoning for what I said. I think there's a real good chance that they say who is the ultimate send him home happy guy, and it's Daniel Bryan. I think there is something to be said for fans are back. The fella, he can lose the belt on the next Friday. It's Daniel Bryan. He's bulletproof. The people love Daniel Bryan. It would be a good visual to have the fans back doing the yeses. That thing they do, the yes thing. And he could tap out the Edge, Roman wins it back, and then you do him and Edge as a program, I guess, non-title. But then again, they don't do big non-title programs. I just learned a minute ago. I mean, there's a chance that, look, I think we all agree Roman is on a different level to the rest of the roster in terms of perception, in terms of star power. It feels like this is a chance to make like a truly epic champ. And having someone else get pinned in triple threat is just super lame to me. Like, it just is so run-of-the-mill, and he's not run-of-the-mill in any way, shape, or form. So I am in agreement, but I liked having fun with it for that 2-minute segment of the show. Carry on.
No, see, it wasn't a bit with me. I think Edge is walking out as champion.
Remember when Jack threw out the idea that Edge was going to win the Rumble, and then we like fake talked about it for 2 minutes because we were just, we wanted to appease Jack and his terrible opinions. And then Edge won the Royal Rumble. Edge is
no, then right? remember I predicted the Christian moment.
Yes, you did. Yes, and you was like, "This is the best thing about that." Okay, you go, because Christian, he did that thing with Randy, and he got cleared, and I was thinking, I don't think he was cleared, and he wasn't. He essentially was.
No, I was wrong about that.
Yes, you was wrong, but you were correct about the end game, which is just tremendous. So, what do you think? Why are we even talking about this, Jeremy? It's just that Jack should give his predictions and we'll end the show, right? Which we should do.
I think that's what should happen, honestly.
You don't miss on these things. So you're saying the Edge is going to win the World
Wrestling Heavyweight? I think Edge, especially if he's really playing up this "I'm the rated R superstar" again. They're going to really drive that home. And again, in their minds, they're putting Roman in the position of if Edge does something really silly, well, Roman, you never beat me for that championship. You did what you always do and crap like that.
Yeah, but do you not think that Edge is kind of like, I know you're not watching the TV, but from the outside looking in, it seems like Edge is effectively a heel now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then it's like, then what do you do with Roman?
That's where it's so weird.
Heel versus heel, Roman and Edge. They don't got crowd. They don't got fans anyway, so they'll just have the piped in boos for both of them.
Boy, that's something I was kind of hoping. I don't want to sidetrack or anything, but I was kind of hoping.
Don't sidetrack, chat. We never do that, right?
Who's going to get booed? Like, what do you think is going to be the most shocking reception? Because it's been over a year without people. Is Roman Reigns going to get cheered like he's friggin' Hulk Hogan 1985 when that music hits? Like, are people going to go bonkers over him?
I think it's less likely with Bryan and Edge because they're both going to have sectors of the audience, right? If he had a weaker, just single challenger, I don't know, man. I feel like the crowd's going to go wild for Roman. They're going to cheer Roman.
That's what I'm so interested in.
Here's my prediction. The crowd's not going to make any noise for Roman Reigns because he's going to have new music and it's going to suck so bad and be so generic that they're just not going to know what to think. That's my prediction. You're not going to get the ban out.
Wait, why does he have new music?
Wait, he did say what? No, he said he said a while ago that they have new music for him and it just never.
Yes.
He admitted that
I think they debut it. I think they debut it on Sunday, and the crowd is just going to be confused. Like, who is coming out? And then Roman will come out, and I think he'll be pretty well received.
Honestly, guys, I'm kind of tired talking about these wrestling matches, but you brought up entrances. Have you guys seen what they're cooking up for the Fiend Bray Wyatt this Sunday night at the WrestleMania? Dude, it's going to be something. It's going to be something, Jack Crosby.
I saw something on Twitter.
Yeah, so did I.
About they compared it to there was a new WWE Supercard thing, like a picture of him.
Oh, I don't know what this is. This sounds terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. He has a headdress thing on or some shit like that. But they were the new WWE Supercard came out and the Fiend looks like this, so this might be what he looks like on Sunday. I'm like, what?
Okay, look, guys, here's the deal. I've done this before. And I need to do it again. I know that you're my friends. You'll respect this. We have about 20 minutes until Rob comes on. I promise I won't take out the full 20 minutes. I apologize to the audience. It is time for another plea. I have now put up with the Fiendess Alexa Bliss for 8 months. It has stopped me from watching both Raw and SmackDown just by association. I've halted all discussion of such products other than when I'm forced to it on this show. Perhaps my least... Oh my god! It looks like the dude out of I don't even want to. No, I don't know. I don't know what he looks like. I'm looking at it now because the rest is the same. It's just a headdress. Wow. Anyway, can I just? This is emotional for me. Please, Jerry. Pick your spots for that stuff, okay? Okay, look, here's the deal. I put up with this. I've been a good pro. I've just simply stopped watching and cut myself out of the dialogue, as we call it in the industry. This is filth. This is a big moment for me. This is a big moment for me, Jeremy. I'm looking at Headdress Fiend. Okay, listen, I'll wrap this up. I'm not asking for a lot. I simply would like the Fiendess, Alexa Bliss, to kick the Fiend Bray Wyatt directly in the balls and spark some form of villainous faction with my friend and yours, Randy Orton. Okay? In fact, that last part, ignore it. I don't even need that. Just give me the ball kick.
You think? Did you see how Kim Orton reacted on Twitter when Alexa straddled his stomach? Do you think Kim's going to let Randy work with Alexa?
Jack, I am desperate. It's been 8 months, man. It's been 8 months. I'm trying my best. It's good stuff, I said. It's good. Hey, let's for someone, I said. It's over, Jack.
This shit sucks.
Real sad, man. It's real. I can't imagine. I don't want to speculate on what people get paid, okay? I can't imagine having the resources of the Randy Orton and the Alexa Bliss and being like, yeah, man, like, let's just put on with Bray Wyatt and do a 6-month program. Why? What is the need? Oh, man.
That Fiend looks like the Iron Maiden mask.
Okay, look
at this, Joseph. You are telling me you want to take this away? You want to take this man away from us?
No. He can do what he wants. He can play on his own anywhere. I have no problem with the Fiend, bro. Actually, he seems like a very, very nice man. Bless his heart, okay? He just does not have to incriminate two of the people I actually like on this show. Can he stop doing that? It's been 6 months now, this thing. Can we stop?
Me and my best friend, Dutch Mantel, booked this entire match out earlier today. So they do the big Fiend entrance. It's going to be great. They're going to have the maggots on the ring, I assume. Look, if they don't do this callback with the maggots on the ring, I'm going to be a little upset. I'm not going to lie.
They're just wrestling. Jeremy, they're actually just having a one-on-one match.
Yeah. Lock up, headlock, shoot them off, tackle, drop down, over and up, do it again.
I want to see the Fiend hit a drop toe hold.
Yeah. They're gonna wrestle.
Steamboat arm drags.
Here's my prediction. They're gonna wrestle. They're gonna have a 5-star classic match. They're gonna end up fighting to the back. They're just gonna disappear. They're gonna get dragged down to the depths of hell. All right.
Just tell them to watch the other one. We can't. Jack and I can't put up with this.
They're gonna drag to the depths of hell. The match will continue next month at whatever the pay-per-view Backlash. It's gonna continue. Backlash is just gonna open with the Fiend and Orton battling in the depths of hell. And what this does, Joseph, is it gets the Fiend off of television for an entire month. And we're all wondering, where's the Fiend? Where's the Fiend? The creative genius, Bray Wyatt. He has booked a match so long that he's taken himself off of television for a full month, just like he's done these past 5 months. My guy, Bray.
I cannot stress this enough, okay? I vividly remember Jack being on our show, and we were sitting here and we were like, man, Randy Orton has finally fulfilled that potential. You know, like he's finally the guy we thought he could be. He's become a great promo. His work is still there. He still looks like Randy Orton at his best. You know, he's just figured it out. He's matured. He's the best heel in the industry. And I just can't believe here we are. Like, I honestly, I have fun with it on this podcast. I think it's insanity. Like, I think it is borderline criminal to have this level of talent tied up with such obvious silliness. Now, there is an audience for that silliness, and I respect it. And if you enjoy it, big thumbs up. I'm happy for you. But man, the Randy Orton, the Alexa Bliss, could you just not leave me out of this? Can I not enjoy myself elsewhere? Could you not walk in and say, hey, I'll take Matt Riddle for this angle. Good job, Bray. Enjoy yourself over there. I'll skip that stuff. No. Two people I like on this shit show.
I just can't wait. Like, we're gonna hit peak. My prediction is we're gonna hit peak Bray Wyatt when Dexter Lumis gets on the main roster. Can you just imagine the shit they're gonna come up with? Imagine that.
No, I don't want to. No.
That's where we're gonna hit peak Bray Wyatt when Dexter Lumis gets called up.
This please move on. Okay. I think there is one guy that all three of us like a lot that truly, of everyone on the show, most needs what we call in the industry, guys, a WrestleMania moment. Okay, a certified one that they can play over and over again, because he only had one 7 years ago that led to nothing. So I think Cesaro. Now, in all seriousness, Cesaro needs to hit here, right? I mean, it's a big spot for him. It's a major singles match against a guy they see as an established star. Got to hit, man. This match has got to be really good, right? What do we think?
I thought you were going somewhere else. I thought you were going Big E. I feel like he needs this win too.
I don't even know what to say about that match.
I'm going to go to first I'm going to open the super chat. Open the Money in the Bank case reveals a portal to the Funhouse. I mean, at least I'd explain how they get to the Funhouse. Cesaro or...
No, hang on. But then how would they have got to it before the Money in the Bank briefcase?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. At least the Money in the Bank briefcase is an explanation.
Doesn't that make it more confusing? Okay, come on. I love the idea of Bray being like, I need the briefcase to get back.
Yeah.
And Alexa's like, how did we get there before? I don't know, man. Just
Here we go. My man Luis has got it right here. Scarlett and Cross against Bray and Alexa. There you go, Joseph. There you go. You want him to involve people you don't care about.
No.
See, I'm the wrong guy.
Pro. Yeah, you're pro. I know. Bless you.
I'm the wrong guy to bring. I'm the wrong guy to bring up Cross to, because I believe, like you talked before, the 2002 Brock run. In my eyes, Cross should be getting it. I think Cross and Scarlett are too good of an act to be sitting there down in Paul's Vanity Fed.
I think they're good acts, though.
Yeah, I do. I do. I enjoy it. I know a lot. I know that's unpopular. I enjoy Cross and Scarlett.
Can you explain it to me? Because I watch NXT and Cross
Jack doesn't watch NXT. That's you like the idea of it more than what they do. I
like the idea of it more than the execution, because I think I've seen lately, like since he got back from injury, they have him talking more on the mic. No bullshit. Keep that microphone out of his hand. And Killer Cross isn't by any means a horrible talker.
Right.
He's not. But still, you have Scarlett there that can do what she does and look like she does.
Scarlett's doing
She's the only one who does the talking.
She shouldn't be a magician, though. Yeah, that's the problem.
She shouldn't be a magician.
And then Cross is doing MMA hybrid wrestling.
I love Jack just like conceding. She shouldn't be a magician, obviously. That's dumb.
No, it's dumb as shit. Like you could literally just take Cross as this monster dude who just murders people. Sure. And Cross is just this beautiful woman that controls him.
That's good. Can we talk about Cesaro? Can we please just talk about Cesaro? I've been trying for 15 minutes. Can we just talk about Cesaro? Are we confident? Is he going to hit this thing out of the park? I'm hopeful, but I'm a little bit concerned about the matchup and the time and all that stuff. What do we think, guys? Are we confident?
Yeah, because admittedly, I didn't even think about what you guys said. This is a great spot to heat him up for a feud with Roman. Assuming Roman holds the title. This is a great spot to put Cesaro over Seth, an established top guy. And then you feel a little more comfortable pushing Cesaro into a program with Roman.
Yeah, I agree. So here's the thing with the Cesaro. What I'm about to say is going to make it sound like I do not love him, but I do adore him. I have seen so much of him that I'm about to say what I say with confidence. He can be a guy who is so physically perfect. His best stuff often comes when the other guy can kind of make up the emotion of the deal. Does that make sense? Like, he's the guy who can he can do everything physically.
Yes.
But if you pair him with a guy who really has the people's heart, then he can just go.
Say a good example, I think, of what you're saying is, say they do pair him and Roman, and say they make a decision to, hey, Cesaro's going to be the one he's going to be the guy to beat Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Roman would do great of selling that of like, oh shit, I can't get past this guy. I finally hit the brick wall. And you tell Cesaro, do what you do, and Roman will be the guy to sell your moment for you.
Right, and there's a famous match he had on a Raw with Bryan. You know when Bryan was really surging as like the anti-corporate guy?
Yeah.
And it's like Cesaro's incredible in that match, but the reason it works is the audience cares about Bryan. My concern with this match is Seth is not bad. I'm not going to do that deal. He's good. He's a good professional wrestler. He's talented. The two things I would say he struggles at are, I don't think he's particularly good at motor, and I do not think he's great at match structure. He's going to be the heel in this match, okay? And I know how they lay these matches out. That includes a 6-minute heat segment where he's talking to the Cesaro and saying, go back and team with Chris Hero and shit like that, okay? I have concerns. If this is 10 minutes of them doing moves, it'll be fine. If they try for an epic, if they try for a talky classic, I get somewhat scared. But this is maybe me looking into it too much. I don't know, guys. Help me out.
The problem with Seth is Seth has a heel. How do I say this? Like
he sucks.
In ring, Seth Rollins is a babyface wrestler.
Yes.
Like Seth is a we knew this back when the Shield was still together. Because remember, we were the one, like the crowd would pop the most when Seth would go off and just start taking people out. That's when the people would lose their shit for the Shield. It wasn't Moxley, it wasn't Roman. It was when Seth would get tagged in and do his crazy shit, start taking everyone out. But he just like the way he comes off.
He's a heel.
Like personality is a heel. Like he's this weird hybrid of the two that just can never seem to click.
Now, I have a term for this, Jack. You'll like this. This is what we officially call the Dolph Ziggler syndrome. Okay, in-ring babyface, great. As soon as you have to do any kind of personality stuff with them, they're a heel immediately.
Yeah, exactly. It's so strange.
And he's fine as like a bumping heel who's just feeding Cesaro shit, but he's not going to be that here. He's going to lead the match.
Like
and it really concerns me. I don't know.
2 years ago at 35, when he beat Brock in the opener, I really enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that match a lot, and I enjoyed Seth's win. I thought that was awesome. Like that's what Seth's good at. But yeah, that's because you're right. It's a concern whether or not he can, as a heel, bring out that emotion to get Cesaro over to the next level.
And to your point, because it is easy, I dunk on Seth a lot because he's just not someone I care about. But that Brock match and then that rematch they had at SummerSlam, man.
Yeah,
Seth got over huge in that match. He was incredible. And it's at some point, as much as I like poking fun, you do just wonder if the poor guys, they've lost it in the details so much with a guy like that he now feels to me like a gatekeeper. Like, I don't know about you guys. I'll speak for myself. I have no interest in any brand being built around Seth Rollins, heel or babyface, ever again. I'm done with it. I've moved on. That's a bummer, but it's where I'm at. What do you think? I don't know.
I don't like that you're talking down about the Messiah, that you do not embrace the vision.
Wait, he's not doing that gimmick anymore, is he?
I don't know what gimmick he's doing.
Well, thank God they gave him his music back for starters.
Yeah, but his music doesn't. He's got this babyface music, and he's still doing.
Here's my. I've argued with people about this. Okay, that is not his babyface music.
It is his babyface music.
No. That is the music that was given to him when he turned on the Shield. So that technically,
but they added
is his heel music.
But they added the burn it down thing when he was a babyface. No, Joseph, we're having this Seth Rollins.
I have a bigger question. I have a bigger question for Jack. Why do you have arguments about this, and who with? Who are you?
Oh God, it was someone at work. I was like, good,
was it fucking?
I think it was Brent.
Oh, that's true.
It's like this music. Thank God, because that other music was horse shit, man.
Yeah. It was the Bailey music. Yeah, that wasn't.
I just want to stress to the people that watch this, and they should know it because Jack's been on many times. Jack, when he says it at work, he's working within this landscape. He's not in just an office being like Seth's music, huh?
It's fun if people think that Jack's working like a nice office job where he enters data numbers and stuff, and he's got Rick.
Burn it down.
Yeah, I'm just walking up cubicle beside him, and Rick's asking, "What do you think of Seth Rollins' music?" I can't fucking believe they got the "Burn It Down" music back. That's what I like to think.
Okay. Look, I think
what else is on this card? I feel we're missing a lot here. What's on this thing?
I mean, you can give Cesaro or Big E a win. Who needs the win?
Oh, Cesaro. Because Big E losing the IC title is shades of the Ultimate Warrior losing the IC title at WrestleMania 5, Jeremy. You know,
it's so. My relationship here at WrestleMania with Big E is weird because I don't give a shit about his match at Apollo Crews. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about Big E as Intercontinental Champion. I will give a shit when Big E is put in his rightful spot of being a world champion.
Yeah, man.
I loved when they brought when he won that Intercontinental title. They played it off as finally. I'm like, bitch, I watched Big E win an Intercontinental Championship like 7 years ago. Shut up.
Yes.
This is not any huge milestone. Be quiet.
I agree.
Get him where he needs to be.
He's a top guy, man. Listen, I know it's all circumstance. I just can't imagine having Big E and Drew in front of me and be like, yeah, Drew's the guy. Big E, you go do some IC shit over there. I don't know the deal. Like, Big E is, to me, I mean, we spoke about this before, but he's so obviously the guy to beat Roman. You know, like, he just feels like the most obvious fit. I don't know.
Not sure about that. I still, in my heart of hearts, and I don't know what's going on personally, and I'm not going to speculate or make a joke because something's obviously going on. To me, I was leaning Big E being the guy to beat Roman. I really want Keith Lee to be the guy to do that because I think that story is phenomenal from that Survivor Series spot 2 years ago where Roman kind of gave him the fist pump and having Keith be able to say, like, you know yourself, I have the proof that I can do this. I can kick your ass.
Shit. Jake's got a narrative on this. This is good shit, man.
You can't trust WWE to do that, but just that fist bump is like he could tell Roman, dude, you told you that was you telling me I can do this, and you know it in your heart that I can beat you.
It's good stuff, man. The most important part is like we just hope Keith's like back soon, right?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with the guy. Again, it seems personal.
Yeah, he's supposed to be on the watch along. I think the watch along or the bump. He's on some social media gimmick this week for them. Bud Ryan says for Joe on Sunday, Alexa will come out floating to the ring in an elaborate way, cut the 7 shoot promo on the powers that be, go back to Alexa.
That's the deal.
I swear, if she does that at any point, it could be the Raw after Mania, anything. I will cancel. I will cancel AEW Plus, Impact Plus, Honor Club, IWTV, whatever I have.
Alexa just starts wiping the makeup off in front of the camera, going, "This shit."
She's like, I had to watch Lacey Evans the top heel with this shit, man. Lacey Evans, my God. Oh, it'd be great. It'd be tremendous. It's not going to happen though. This is it now, guys. This is forever. I hope you realize that. But nonetheless,
what about the Bad Bunny man? I want to talk about the
Bad Bunny man.
Because here's the thing. I will personally fight anyone who talks shit. I watched that promo from Raw on Monday.
Yeah.
Number one, it's sad how you can bring in a guy who's getting shit on by people because the music guy. He grabs the microphone and cuts a better promo than 90% of the people sitting back there going, "Why can't I get a chance?" It's like because the biggest pop star on the planet just took the microphone and cut a better promo than you ever have.
Oh man,
do you see what this guy did?
It's tough. It's real tough, man. I know it's brutal.
The way he articulated the you're gonna respect me and I'm going to whoop your ass. I was like and trust me, I swear to God, I'm not joking. This is not a bit. Like that sucked me in when I was watching him say that. I was like,
because it was a promo. Yeah, it was actual promo.
All right. Yeah. And then when he spoke in the Spanish, like that just made it seem like it was one of those you don't know what he's saying, but it's like he's
serious now.
He seems pissed off. This guy seems really pissed.
I do think it's worth complimenting. Like, I think using him to shine a light on Damian Priest is genuinely clever shit. Like, I think that's been really good. And what I've seen a bit, I've really liked. So that's good stuff.
It scares me because, unfortunately, whether it be after WrestleMania, although the guy legitimately loves this Bad Bunny, but eventually he's going to be gone. So then we just have to hope and pray that they don't just take Priest, because Priest is he's a guy that has the makings of someone you could put at the top. Mm-hmm. That's a guy you can build to be a world champion. He's got the look, he's got the persona, he has the attitude. You can do something with him. Just, I hope they have the wherewithal that when Bad Bunny's gone, they know what to do with Priest.
That's the biggest thing, because otherwise it's just been a relative waste of time. I mean, it's fun, but Priest is the thing you can gain from this beyond just like social media clicks and stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I know that Jeremy's ready to bring someone in, so we'll,
Joseph, last week I delivered, did I not?
You did deliver, yeah.
I did deliver a live.
Bent the rules slightly, but you got me Jack Crosby, which is what I really wanted, so that's fine.
Exactly. I got you Jack Crosby, and I gave you a live Robert O'Neill. Maybe it wasn't the corner 3 you were expecting, but I like how Jack just shows off his Britt Baker shirt. Maybe it wasn't the corner 3 you were expecting, but I gave you Robert O'Neill, right?
You did.
He's back. He's back again. Back again this week. Robert O'Neill is here.
What's up, guys?
It is WrestleMania best on, it appears.
There he is. Big shot, Bob. How you doing, my friend?
I'm just
doing
going to do the
great,
rest
man.
of the show like this.
Jack, I like your shirt.
I know. Isn't it cool? Thanks, Bob.
Such a genuine thank you. Oh my God. O'Neill,
I felt that.
Yeah, it was good.
O'Neill, what are you talking about? Are you previewing WrestleMania?
Yeah, man. I gotta cover the stuff you guys haven't covered yet.
It's a long 3 minutes. You go ahead of you.
The women's tag team division.
Yeah, Lana getting her crowning moment finally.
Don't spoil
Sorry.
your preview here.
We somehow booked Hulk Hogan beating Roman Reigns in the main event after Bryan does the Bret Hart go get him, and because Hogan's going to take the title from Roman because he was not happy with what Roman said on the Yokozuna documentary about how here he comes. Holy shit! I just did that in my head.
I mean,
That was tremendous.
they probably shouldn't do that, but
Probably shouldn't. Yeah, I agree. Probably shouldn't. All right, everybody. Robert O'Neill's here. He's got his corner 3. Here we go. Let's play it.
History final. Bang!
All right, O'Neill, your time starts now.
all right, man. Yeah, so WrestleMania, the women's tag match with the tag team.
That has been Robert O'Neill's.
History final. Bang! History final. Bang!
Look, man, there was a time in my life before Jack Crosby was sitting across from me in a Britt Baker shirt, right? I got mad. I started slamming my fist. Dude, I just think that's perfect use of Bob. He comes on, he shows off his wrestling shirt. And here's the thing, too. Like, I was speaking to Sean. The deal that he's, in place now after all that I've done for him, he doesn't ever need to talk on his thing. He gets paid regardless, Jack. We've got him a guaranteed deal, WCW late 90s style. So
I don't even get that.
yeah, exactly. Don't cry for Bob O'Neill is my point. That needs to be a T-shirt. Don't cry for Bob O'Neill.
Dry. Distraction's going to go out of business with all we're paying O'Neill. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's true.
Absolutely.
Don't worry, guys. Look, as long as he can feed his family, got mouths to feed as a wrestling analyst. I understand that, but we've got him covered. Now let's talk about WrestleMania again. Is there a match we actually haven't here other than the women's tags? Because we have nothing to say about that. Let's be honest.
Kevin and Sammy.
Oh, Jack. That feels like that's right up your street. You fired up?
Yeah, because I'm happy for them. I know it's a bit, and I'm going to sound selfish here. My dream for Kevin and Sammy at WrestleMania 1-on-1 was always Kevin Owens world champion, Sammy beating him.
Doesn't need the belt, Jack. That's what Joseph told me. Doesn't need the
well,
belt.
with where those two are in their respective WWE main roster careers, yeah, it would.
It would need the belt.
That one would. And Kevin heel champion, Sammy babyface, and then just the whole lead up to that story, especially for people who have followed them their entire careers, pre WWE, everything, it'd be like, wow. And these two finally got there. Now, as someone who also covers I get this Paul guy out of here.
Well, that guy agree.
I thought you to rep Paul Heyman. I was like, what the hell?
No, get this Logan Paul guy out of here, man.
Yeah, they need the Chris Paul. Bring in Chris Paul for this spot. That should be there.
Bring it. I don't care. Replace Logan Paul with Chris Paul and the freaking State Farm guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, I'm excited. I'm happy that I was happy when those two got the moment in Dallas in the ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happier for them now that they're getting. It's just I always thought I am disappointed because I always thought in my head that there would be a better build. There'd be better storytelling, and again, the world title involved, whether Universal or WWE, and Sammy as a babyface, Kevin as a heel, that. To me, that paints the perfect picture of how you should give them their first one-on-one match. But still, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm happy for them, and it's probably going to be a great match because that's all those two know how to do with each other.
Mm-hmm. I think it's really clear when you go through these matches, and there's an elephant in the room we haven't got to, which we should probably do. But I'll leave that for a moment. This is a good show, man. A good set of shows. These matches, I will be stunned if the in-ring on this weekend's WrestleMania is bad. In fact, I'll be stunned if it's anything short of great because you have a crowd, you have some of the best talent ever. This is going to be a really good show. Yeah. The question is, can the booking get out of its own way? That's the biggest issue. But the other thing is, will we leave Sunday night saying, man, I'm fired up for Monday? Because I will say, as someone that watches the pay-per-views, a real problem for them has become the pay-per-views are good because the talent gets to wrestle. But there's very seldom a hook of like, what's next? It's like, it was a good 3 hours of wrestling. Cool. It feels like I need to change that here to me. But looking at the matches we've gone through, like, none of these sound bad, right? No. I mean, they all sound like good wrestling matches, if nothing else. I don't know. It's hard to be negative for me.
I will give WWE credit on this. When I did look up the card, like both cards look great. This looks like on paper a great WrestleMania show, and it should be, given the circumstances. Yeah. If this doesn't deliver, I'd be shocked.
I agree, but there is an elephant in the room which I'll now tackle. This Shane McMahon shit has got to it's got to end.
No, why do you like? I was just going to ignore it. I was just going to ignore it.
No, because it's serious. It's a real problem, Jeremy, and I've had enough of it. Okay, they actually think this guy is like a big star. It's really embarrassing.
Wait, are you saying? Wait. Are you trying to say Shane McMahon's not a big star?
Yes, Jack. I'm trying to say that.
I don't want to be here anymore.
I have an update on my cameo research. I'd love if Jack didn't return based on Shane McMahon. I have not checked this since yesterday, but I believe at last report, Shane O'Mac had sold 3 of his 15 cameos, which in my mind captures everything you need to know. Not a cameo draw. He's bad at wrestling. No, look, seriously, this is a catastrophe.
My first when I saw this match was they couldn't find anything better for Shane.
Oh, come on now. Because Braun, he has like a choo-choo noise now. Have you seen it?
Look, man.
He goes.
But look, man, like the Undertaker's streak is gone, so all we're left with every WrestleMania in a non-world title capacity to look forward to is what is Shane McMahon gonna do? Because look, he put on a great probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest. No, second probably to Brett and Owen. Greatest opening match in WrestleMania history with AJ, but then again, that's AJ. So,
no, we have to stop. Flag on the play. Babyface Shane McMahon, somewhat fun as dipshit that does dumb stuff, okay? Heel Shane McMahon that just cuts babyface dicks off. Awful wrestler, the worst thing that ever happened. This man murdered The Miz. People talk about The Miz being a bad babyface. Well, I promise you, he was doing fine. They told this fun story of him trying to make his dad proud. It was fine. Shane eviscerated this man. He beat him like 3 times in a row, just killed him. Also, he could put over Kevin Owens, who did not need to be put over by Shane McMahon. It's over. Jack, I appreciate you bringing some comedy to this program. None of us need it. Please get rid. Can we all move on from the sweaty?
No, I will always be in on Shane.
I was trying to avoid this, Joseph. This is what I was trying to avoid.
Okay.
You brought it up.
Controversy creates cash.
You brought it up.
I do have a big topic to discuss, though, to close this out. We normally go like hour and 10 these days, but Jack's a big guest. We can get an hour and a half. Right, Jeremy? We're
good.
We're not going to get thrown off the air, Jeremy, right?
I got to work on ratings here in like 5 minutes.
But you can do that because Jack and I normally just make stuff up and lie. You can just come in and say that was wrong.
Wait, Jeremy, what were the numbers?
The numbers aren't out yet, but when they are, we will talk about it.
Go ahead, do that.
Replace Logan Paul with Paul Pierce.
Yeah, that would be good. That transitions to my point, actually.
Okay.
AEW 1 week ago, excellent show, disappointing number.
Mm-hmm.
Last night's show seems to have really concerned people. There seems to be alarm bells are ringing, emergency buttons being pushed. Jack, where are you at on this?
I know what they're doing here. I said it took me till this morning. I figured out what they're doing.
Okay.
They're putting the whole elite thing back to slowly put together until they get to Hangman Page.
Yes.
And they tell Page, come on, we're all. And he goes, no, not doing it. And then we get, because again, we talk about it all the time. Wrestling, it's okay when wrestling storylines are obvious sometimes. And to me, it's obvious that Hangman Page is the one that's going to beat Kenny Omega.
Agree.
It's obvious, but it's cool. And we're looking forward to it. We're like, we're along for the ride. So they're putting the Bucks and Kenny and Cody might even join the bet. Like they're going to put all of them back together. And then they're going to get to Hangman and go, hey, come on, man. He's going to go, no, not doing it.
I agree.
But that was, look, I love AEW. I could do with less of the Young Bucks.
We need to talk about this. So, firstly, I do want to...
Wait. You ready? You ready for
Yeah.
these numbers?
NXT
everybody?
must have won last night, I feel.
They had
What
to.
do you think the AEW did?
AEW did 670.
I would agree, and I'd say NXT's in the probably 750. I'd guess that'd be my big guess.
NXT, I'm going to say 850.
Whoa.
AEW 688. NXT 768.
Jesus Christ!
You could tell the buzz was different.
Look, I'm not people. I'm not shitting on WWE. That's a bad number for Takeover.
NXT has won the war. They won the marathon.
All joking and bits aside.
Cole,
That's a bad number.
They split numbers between the cock. I watched on the cock, so I took away from.
Yeah, it's true. And also,
yeah.
The two big, the big match. Your favorite wrestler, Karrion Kross, is on tonight, and Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly is tonight. So that's the
big match too. Right?
But
I think Cole and O'Reilly is the big selling point here.
I don't even want to talk about that bullshit.
You mentioned the Young Bucks. I have a little bit of not a rant. I'm a calm guy, but I have noticed this. Everyone knows that I am part of the Bullet Club officially. So is Jack. We've toured Japan many a time. I have to say I am disgusted, ashamed to see the Young Bucks loyalists for inexplicably blaming our friends, the Good Brothers, for this angle being bad. Listen, guys, this is so obviously the Young Bucks booking this thing. The Good Brothers they're just in the thing. It has nothing to do with them. This is not good. Matt is the one staring at his hands. He's the one with the tanner coming out of the eye. Okay? It's not anyone's fault but theirs. They love this shit. I don't. That's just me.
I don't. It's crazy to think about. I mean, Kenny's doing a great job right now. I love what Kenny's doing. Mm-hmm. I love this heel iteration of Kenny, but like the Bucks and even Cody, so it's great. Like these guys created this company. These superstar wrestlers created this with the help of Tony Khan. They put this all together. Yet most of the time, and they need to realize this isn't a bad thing necessarily. I want to see everyone else but them.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Like I don't want to see them. Like, thank you for doing this, but I don't want to see you. I want to see Hangman. I want to see Wardlow. I want to see MJF. Like, I don't want to see you guys. Like, thank you for doing this, but step aside a little bit.
Let's go one by one, okay? I think Cody has, like, a real issue right now. Like, I think Cody needs to start working with guys that lead him rather than the other way around because he's got some bad instincts, you know? Like, he has a good wrestling mind. You can tell when he's on, but, like, he just needs guys to like force him to work to his strengths.
Honest to God, probably the last guy he worked with that led the charge in the match was probably Brody.
Yeah. That was his last good shit.
Not the squash. Not the squash. The dog collar match.
Dog collar, yeah.
If you watch that back, Brody was leading the charge on that.
No, I agree. Yeah, that's a bummer. But I think you're right. Cody's got a lot of issues. That I think he's increasingly feels like an irritant on his own show, which is annoying.
It's so tough though, because you know what? Yes, he is, but at the same time, like if TNT was coming to me, if Warner Media was coming to me and saying, "We want to give you and your wife your own show on TNT. Hey, we got this game show. Can you be a host?" I probably wouldn't stop what I'm doing.
Yeah, no. Look, it is what it is.
You know what
I mean, I definitely think too. There's a chance that we're the minority when we say we don't want the elite guys. I think there's a chance that their core audience is like more. Give me another 6-man. Yeah. I mean, the Bucks. You'll never hear me be overly critical of the Bucks in ring because I think they're a great team. I really do think people nitpick a lot of their work. I think they're a great team. Nothing but respect for that part of it. They're not good TV characters, man. They're just not, and they way overcomplicate their own stories in a medium that just there is no need. They did it with FTR. It's the same shit, right?
Makes you really wonder what would have happened if the Bucks signed with WWE.
Bad stuff would have happened, Jay. I think we both know that.
Really make sure. I think Kenny would have been fine.
Yeah.
I think Kenny showing us he would have been fine to adapt to whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bucks would have made it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's amazing to me to see people doing this deal where it's like they think if the Good Brothers go back to Impact and Don Callis is gone, this stuff is good. And it's like, no, the problem is they're the ones telling the story, the Bucks. And they have this opinion or this belief that they've got these really layered, detailed characters. None of us need it, man. Just be arrogant dicks and super kick people. Like, that's what you're best at,
Yeah, I didn't need that whole, Matt Jackson doing the, the looking at the hands thing. Why is this happening to me? What?
It was so damn.
I don't need that shit.
That's it. That's why they would have been great in NXT.
How they should have just done last night was at some point have the match and have somehow a point where Moxley's on the apron and the two Bucks are in the ring and they just turn around and kick him in the face.
Yeah.
And then people go, what the hell just happened here? And the Bucks just go, ha ha, fooled us.
Yeah, I agree. I must admit, I do feel sometimes with AEW, it's like they don't get enough criticism. And then there's other times where, and we all do this, we react to individual episodes, right? And swing violently. Whereas with Raw and SmackDown, because they're the status quo, it's like, yeah, it was fine. When AEW's fine, it's like, well, is it all over? So I get that we're probably being silly, but I must admit, there are times where I watch the show and I'm like, this thing is a mess. And sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's bad. There are times where they're doing 101 things and it clicks for me. Then there are times like last night where it's like, you could just split this amount of stories and tell them better. You know? Like Team Taz are doing 30-second vignettes every week.
They had 74 people on the show last night.
That's a lot, man. So that's an awful lot, especially when you're going to give every match time. That's the other problem.
Guys, we knew this was going to happen. We've talked on this show before. We knew this was going to happen to them. And another reason why we explained to people, look, they cannot sign every WWE cast off. Or they just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
I think there's a lot of delusion as to how big their roster is. I think people don't get it yet. They've got 80 people, guys. It's insane. More than that.
Loaded.
It's kind of dizzying, to be honest. It is a little bit problematic.
And then they put themselves in tough spots where when a guy like Andrade becomes available, he's one of the guys on the list of we got to give him whatever he wants. We have to get this guy. So then you bring him in and then you have to figure out, okay, well, what do we do with this guy?
Let's try, we've got 10 minutes here. As best we can, let's try to streamline what we think AEW should strive to be as we move into the summer. And it's are we looking at, by the time All Out comes, if we assume that's where Hangman's winning the belt, right? Because that would make sense. That would be 2 years, I guess, from, exactly. Okay, where else would we like this product to be? Would we like to see less factions where the Pinnacles stand out more? Would we like to see a Ricky Starks coming through as a singles? Where do we see Mox and Eddie at? Are they a full-time team at that point? What are we... I don't know. Jack, what are you feeling? Anything stands out?
See, I'm okay with the factions for now because I agree with the group of people that says it gets people on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then eventually you have to break them apart. And so far it seems like it's like they're kind of recycling the factions in a good way because I like that, at least you turned the Inner Circle babyface, but then you created a new heel faction in the process. So you kind of balance that. Yeah. You balance that out a little bit. And I do. I like because we said one of our main things about WWE is look at these 80 people sitting in catering. So at least AEW with these factions is making a point to be like, look, we're going to try our best to get these people on TV every week. And they keep talking about this second TNT show. Because even Cody said, there's one more coming. I don't know what it is, but so there's one more. Maybe that's something. But no, like you said, you have to focus on your priorities. The priority for the summer should be making sure Hangman Page just continues to become a big star.
Yeah.
If that's your guy, then make sure he's a big star. A little more focus, a little better focus on the women, especially Ty Conti's awesome. God, she rules.
Dude, that match was so much better than I expected last night. I honestly couldn't believe that it was not just no, it was fine. It was an actually good, a tremendous TV match. I was amazed by how good it was.
And when you watch a TV show, you also want your storylines.
Yes.
AEW, when they put the women, they just had that tournament, which I'm okay with. All right, here's a tournament. The winner of the tournament earns a title shot. All right, get it. But then, same time, I'd like to see Sheeta in some kind of story. And no, not just Abaddon creeping around her for a couple weeks and then Sheeta just beats her. I want to see something personal.
Yeah, like a narrative, a conflict, something you can sink your teeth into.
Because it's crazy because I love Hikaru Shida. I think she's a great champion for that company. I really do. But she's always happy-go-lucky. I want to see someone just piss her off. Because she even has that violent style. I want to see someone just get her angry. Really get personal with her. So one of the things that's really interesting at that point is I have found that
their most comfortable telling story, and this is not an insult, I think it's logical, but they're most comfortable telling stories that are like rooted in some history before AEW existed, right? So like even if you go away from the Elite, the whole Eddie and Mox thing is like, yeah, man, these guys know each other for 15 years. I think they've really struggled to tell stories with the women where it's effectively a clean slate across the board. Like the most they did, I remember when Serena wrestled Ty Conti, it was like, PC, right? They trained each other. She trained her once, and it was like, oh, I don't know. It is a problem. I agree. Like, if you said to someone, "What's the great story?" in the women's division,
because
you'd be struggling. It's tough
because there's a large imbalance there. Because on the same show, you're telling us this friggin' Bullet Club story that has how many layers we can't even count.
Yes,
and then you have your point about the women there.
Yeah, it's like a clean slate. She's like, here are these women that are good. They are, and most of them are objectively good. My hands, there you go.
Also, real quick, look, AEW. I've usually, for the most part, I mean, they've gotten better. I have a problem with their theme music, but they've gotten better. That bootleg Bullet Club song that they play,
that's real tough.
When Kenny and the Good Brothers come out together, that needs to stop.
Yeah,
that needs to stop immediately.
That so thing sucks. You know your idea, and I actually agree with you. The idea that like by making the Elite a thing again, it kind of reaffirms Hangman as the hero of the story, right? Like he wasn't the problem. These guys are just dicks. I like that. I then do wonder like what story like is Mox and Eddie beating the Bucks? What do you do with the Good Brothers? They're the second team in their own fact. I have no clue what this looks like.
Well, how long? Well, I saw somebody say, I forget who. I saw a tweet on Twitter that said Tony Khan. The only reason Tony Khan partnered with Impact was to get the Good Brothers on his show.
Yes,
and I'm starting to think
it's true. No, it's true.
That might have been the play here.
We've been saying this. Like that Rich Swann match is coming up. They're running out of time to get Rich Swann on that television show, and if Impact doesn't get Swann on that show, it feels like this whole thing was a miss.
They got played.
Yeah, maybe they get more down the line, but like it feels like this whole thing is a miss
like
for Impact.
You don't even try to have Deanna come and confront Sheeta.
See, this is the thing.
Shit like that. Like this isn't enough.
I've said this before, and people think I'm joking, but I honestly mean it. I think there is a serious disconnect between like the people we talk to online about wrestling, the people that are watching this show, and like those in the industry, how they perceive the Good Brothers. Like I genuinely think Tony Khan's like, sweet man, we've got the Good Brothers on TV main events. Now for Impact, I don't know what they've gained, because really, if you like the Good Brothers, you can just watch them on AEW every single week, so you have no reason to watch their show.
They are on Dynamite every week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Every single week. So like tonight, they're doing a 6-man with Kenny, and it's like, I just watched him do a 6-man.
And then the thing with Kenny on Impact is they could tape those all in advance. Like Impact, like the Good Brothers, most of the time they're showing up to Dynamite, they're live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kenny could be for AEW.
Kenny could be around Impact, and they could be like, all right, let's shoot this for this week, this for next week, confront Swann here, and then Kenny just goes home.
See, this is the big, I've said this before, but I really mean it. Like, the big key is this Swann and Omega match, what pay-per-view number it does. If it beats their post-Spike record, okay, fair enough. You got that out of it. If not, seems like you're just sharing Gallows and Anderson to me.
Are they going to put that Impact title on Kenny?
I mean, it's title versus title, right? So they have to.
Yeah.
Rich ain't winning the AEW title.
This is why I don't understand why Swann isn't on AEW television, because theoretically, Swann could be AEW champion.
But it is important to note, though, we have got to remember here, this is Don Callis. He's like pitch. He's very proud of this himself. So, like, what he's seen, is he just such a fan and friend of Kenny that he's like, hell yeah, Kenny's a better world champ for us than our own talent? Maybe, man. Fuck, I don't know.
If you're Tony Khan looking at this and you're agreeing to this, like, wouldn't you want to? Because Tony Khan, by all accounts, likes to do these details and Easter eggs and everything, and likes to not treat fans as idiots. Like, wouldn't you want Swann there and be like, hey, this guy could be our world champion? No, fine.
No, I think he sees it as sweet. We got them Good Brothers 6-man tags. Like, I don't think he cares at all about Rich Swann.
I don't think he does either, but like, I think that's disingenuous to the fans.
Right, but here's the problem. I think Rich Swann is a tremendous professional wrestler. We are talking about like a tiny audience that cares about Rich Swann as a top guy. Are we not? I mean, we have to be honest. But
I think Rich Swann is a fantastic wrestler. I think I've said it on the show. I do not think he's a world champion. Like this stuff with Kenny is just not believable to me at all. Kenny's world champion. Swann's not.
I don't know, man. Like I'm with you that in an ideal world you represent him as an equal, but like if
you don't even have to represent him, you don't even have to represent him as equal. That's fine if you think like Kenny's gonna win and stuff. Like if you know we're gonna praise AEW for all their consistency and all their little stories and all their little threads and stuff, like you've got to knock them for being like, hey, this guy could be our world champion. We're not even pretending that we're not even getting him on our show. We're not even worried that this guy is gonna come over here and just be our champion. Like at least give me the idea.
But the story's broke though because it's not a cross promotional thing because the Impact guys don't like Dom because it's more that Don's trying to like invade Impact from within. So the whole thing's messed up. Do you see what I'm saying?
Then give me Swann coming to AEW and being like, you're gonna come in our territory. We're gonna come here and invade your territory. Like that type of
thing. Go ahead.
When Kenta showed up.
Right.
Yeah.
Before his match with Moxley. He was there 2 weeks. The attack and then he did the tag team match.
Yeah.
Look, I completely. What I'm saying is, they have clearly done the story as such that, aside from Tony's dumb ads, they can tell it this way because Rich's main issue is with Don Callis. Don Callis is his boss. So like when we first happened, Jeremy and I sat here and were like, cross promotional war, you know, that ain't the story they're telling at all. So I don't know what the end game is. I assume it's just Kenny's going to win the Impact title and drop it to their new babyface. Chris Bay, Moose, whoever the hell. I don't see what else they're doing at this point.
But it's so weird because then you have Kenny drop the Impact title, but then he's still the AEW title because then you just subconsciously had people think, well, look, that Impact guy is better than anyone AEW has.
Yeah,
it's
tough. It's definitely tough. I guess the key is, and we don't know the numbers, all we know is post Spike TV, their biggest pay-per-view buy was that show where they advertised someone is signing here. You know, Slammiversary, it was like, maybe Heath Slater shows up. And people were like, I want to buy it. Here we go. That was number one. And number two was the 6-man Hard to Kill with Kenny on it.
Yeah.
To me, if Kenny's winning this belt, that needs to break the pay-per-view that was built around whether or not Heath Slater's signing. I'm sorry, God bless Heath Slater and all those guys. They already announced Gallows and Andersons. That wasn't even a tease. If it doesn't do that, I don't want to say they've got played because I don't feel like either side's really benefited.
No.
Does that make sense?
No one's benefited from
this. It's just kind of a nothing. It's like a nice gesture, but it isn't, you know, anything groundbreaking. I don't know.
Right. I mean, I just always wanted the AEW New Japan partnership. And that was it. Like when Impact got brought into this, I was like, all right.
Yeah,
but then again, where we stand currently, I do not want Willie Ospreay on my Wednesday night TV. No. If I see Will Ospreay show up on my Dynamite, I'm going to lose my mind. Not in a good way.
This is a problem, and this is the big. I said elephant in the room 100 times in the show, but here's another one that's just walked in. New Japan kind of sucks now.
Oh, it's terrible.
Like kind of a bummer.
We all shit on Harold Mage. We shit all over the guy. Since he's left, I'm about ready to go beg him myself to come back because this is nonsense. But then at the same time, he was the one holding back the partnership with AEW.
Right. It's just
so
it's a bummer that New Japan's not like red hot. I'm like, oh man,
we're venturing off here, but like Kazuchika Okada, when I saw he confront Will Ospreay, I said to myself, if we're at the point where Kazuchika Okada is challenging Will Ospreay for the IWGP Championship, I think it's time we get little Kazu the hell out of there.
Oh my! Out of the territory.
I think it's time we get him out. Like I was all for, hey, if the guy wants to stay there, you know, he's still young, he's 31. We got to get him out of there. He can't be doing this.
It's funny you say it, Jack. I was just talking to your friend of mine, the Machine Gun Carl Anderson, and I believe Impact is putting together a deal as we speak. He can finally have that dream match with TJP. Imagine no Okada leaves it. He puts on Instagram or some shit. I'm moving to America, and the next day it's an Impact logo. Here he is.
Just to show that I'm not a person who only shits on WWE. I've always been of the belief that Okada is so talented, he'll work in WWE. I think he's so talented, he will work there. He might have he'll have a couple roadblocks, but I think he'd be fine there. It wouldn't be a complete bust.
Dude, the Shinsuke thing is terrible because Shin had so much outward charisma and flash, and that thing was a catastrophe in the end. I don't know. I don't think we're going to find out, to be honest. I must say. But there you go.
Music and Moonsalt says, my fear is Hangman beating Kenneth is so obvious that it could possibly not happen. I mean,
I think that's where AEW differs from everybody else.
Yeah.
It's okay. Again, it's okay if it's obvious.
It makes sense that people with similar goals, backgrounds, common hurdles, enemies will come together, especially when the heels grouped first. I think we don't have problems with the faction stuff.
No, I was just asking. I was asking the Crosby because he wasn't here for that. But I think we all like faction. It's just it is a lot of people, Yeah,
it should be. It should have been Swann and the Bucks against Kenny and the Good Brothers last night.
Not if you're looking to go like Joe said, Eddie and John against the Bucks.
Yeah. Even beyond that, like you've got John Moxley, you're gonna be like, John, see ya. We got Rich Swann.
Kenny collects all the titles. How did he drop them? He loses a smile, I would assume. That's how I would do it.
That is a good question though. Like if Kenny wins all the titles, and it's still open that he could win the IWGP title back.
Yeah,
like that door is up. But theoretically he could.
Yeah.
So he could be the AEW champion, IWGP champion, and he still holds. People forget this. He's still the AAA Mega Champion.
Yeah.
So he's still the AAA World Champion.
Well, they'll just say that they taped a show and.
Yo, I saw what they did to Leo Rush.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for the dude.
Yeah, that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay,
Joseph,
real quick.
I was the centerpiece of this story, Joseph.
Joe, Leo Rush on an episode of MLW beat Laredo Kid for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. Okay. So at that point, Leo was a double champion. He was the MLW middleweight champion, and now he was the AAA Cruiserweight champion. And I remember being like, whoa, this shit's wild. Now MLW. Well, AAA, the finish of the match got screwed up. Leo was not supposed to win the title. But they went with the finish anyway, went with this whole thing, put it on Twitter. Leo Rush, the AAA Cruiserweight champion. The next time AAA did a show, they just had Laredo Kid walk out with the title, and they ignored it ever happened. They just didn't even mention it.
Conan tried to say that, oh yeah, we taped the match and it hasn't happened yet, and Leo called him out as a liar.
Leo went ballistic on Twitter. Somebody's like, when did you find out about this? Leo's like, just now on Twitter.
Yeah, I talked with Leo about that. It's
brother, here we go. Has Leo wrestled? Has he wrestled low key yet this week? Is that match still coming up?
No, that's Friday. That's tomorrow.
Jack, there's one for you. Pal.
I will absolutely not be tuning in. No, this is
Mike Tyson's on that show. Big ratings draw. Mike Tyson is on that show.
You know what's kind of breaking my heart? This is the first week in I want to say 5 or 6 years that I haven't spent like $120 buying one of those WrestleMania week packages. None of those shows just appealed to me.
I mean, a lot of guys.
None of them did.
The landscape has changed, hasn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's just, and I did. I would drop. Usually, I'd be the person. I'd tell myself, like in March, I ain't spending that kind of money. First week of April rolls around. I'm like, oh, but that looks really good. Oh, I'll probably be up at midnight. Okay, see, I'll need something to watch, and then I'll end up spending the money. I'll be like, all right, I gotta watch all these shows. I didn't buy any because I looked at them and I was like, nothing. None of this is really.
I mean, we said it earlier. I mean, AEW signed like 100 people. Like, this is what happens, It's not an endless pit, I guess. It is what it is. I don't know.
All right.
Is that the end? Are we done here?
Yes, let's wrap things up.
Are you sure you don't want to talk about Homicide being better in Ring of Honor before we go? Because I know Jake's there you go.
Stop it.
Oh, damn. Just when we're having fun, Jack.
We're gonna be on Twitch. Jack is welcome to join us on Twitch. Jack tells me he's got a shoot job and can't join us on Twitch, and then goes over time here.
Part of my shoot job is I'm actually forced to watch the NXT tonight. So,
your boy, the Karrion Kross, is gonna win the title,
which is why I'm not that mad about it. I ain't that mad about it.
Jack, I expect from you at like 2-3 a.m. my time to send me a DM and be like, I'm sorry, this shit is actually very bad.
I'm gonna be telling you, this shit sucks.
Yes, I'm certain that's gonna be your take. But there you go. That's cool.
We're going to be on Twitch. We're going to simulate night 2 of WrestleMania on Fire Pro. I believe Cass is going to join us. He does not have a shoot job today. Jack, let everyone know where they can find you.
You could find me on Twitter at jcrosbycbs. And I'm usually just talking to these goofballs or about baseball.
You're tweeting about you're tweeting about Yankees baseball. Yeah, that's
pretty much. Yeah, and any other games I'm watching during the day.
Yeah, there you go. I like the afternoon games. Like, can we just have that forever?
I love afternoon baseball games, man.
Yeah.
There was a Nationals game on yesterday at noon Eastern time. It was the greatest thing ever.
The Reds played at like 12:30 yesterday, and it was fantastic.
I'm glad we didn't talk about homicide. I'd hate to hold everyone up. You know? you guys have fun over there. You know, here's what it is.
Joseph, do you have anything to plug? The WrestleMania features?
No, I don't write anymore. I'm retired, Terry Funk. But I do have one last statement. I said it earlier, and I felt like my point was kind of overruled by that image of the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Guys, pray for me. Pray for my fandom that this weekend the Fiend-esque Alexa Bliss will no longer be a Fiend-esque and instead will swat kick Bray Wyatt in the bollocks. Thank you very much. Good night.
All right, everybody. We'll be on Twitch, twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming here shortly. NXT TakeOver post-show here on Fightful.com/wrestling. What was this? YouTube.com/Fightful Wrestling. I don't know the name of any of this stuff. We're on Fightful.com/wrestling or FightfulWrestling.com. NXT TakeOver post-show. Myself, Alex Pulowski, Denise Salcedo on the show tonight. We'll be reviewing the NXT. That's it. We'll be back next week. Next week, Robert O'Neill back for the Corner 3. We'll talk about the fallout from WrestleMania, a bunch of other stuff. We'll talk to y'all.